welcome to what's probably going to be a short episode of Horror Review Sunday, because I don't have a whole lot to say about this movie, Cannibal Apocalypse, aka Invasion of the Body Hunters, Flasher Eaters, something. I didn't write it down. I should probably write that down. Wait, it says it right here. Invasion of the Flesh Eaters. There we go. I think Cannibals in the Streets. This has multiple titles. This has John Saxon. This came out in 1980. I watched it for my top 10 1980 horror films, and it seems like there's a lot of films from 1980 that have something to do with cannibals, zombies, viruses, Holocaust. A lot of Holocaust titles. Zombie Holocaust, Cannibal Holocaust, Cannibal this, Cannibal that. That was very popular in 1980. So, yeah, this is just a cannibal virus movie about these soldiers in Vietnam. They get this virus there, and they take it home with them to America, and it spreads. The good things about this movie, the things that I liked, were John Saxon. I mean, anytime you have John Saxon in a movie, it's automatically gonna gain some points from me. You know, like, I love John Saxon. Like, he's the man, the myth, the legend. R.I.P. It's a shame he's gone. Absolutely adore the guy. He can do no wrong. But not only did I like seeing John Saxon here, I thought he gave a good performance. He is definitely the highlight of the film for me. Really liked his character. He's also the most ripped I've ever seen him. He's not Arnold Schwarzenegger big, but he looked like he worked out for this role. Like, he's playing, you know, a Vietnam vet, a guy who probably, you know, went through training, boot camp, and worked out. Like, he looks like the role. You know, he looked like he worked out for this role, and you can tell, like, he's shirtless in quite a few scenes, and he's, like, showing off his guns. I'm like, damn, John Saxon, you are bigger than I've ever seen you before. This is also a very good transfer, so I'll give it that. This is a very crystal clear transfer, not too much grain. I like that this movie has some commentary, social commentary in it. It's not just a cannibal movie trying to gross you out. There's actually something here to look at, you know, the whole commentary about, you know, the Vietnam War and the effects that it has on not only the people who go and fight the war and how it's like trying to readapt and, you know, re-enter society, but also the effect it has on their loved ones. And I like that this one has a more unique spin on the cannibal genre. Usually in cannibal movies, they choose to be cannibals. It's a choice. In this one, it's not. It's a virus, so I thought that was kind of cool. It's kind of like a zombie movie and a cannibal movie, or like a virus movie. So they're not technically zombies. This is almost like way before 28 Days Later, where they're kind of like zombies in that movie, but they're not. It's just a virus that pisses them off and makes them want to attack and eat people. In this one, you got the same thing. It's like a virus that makes them want to eat people. But unfortunately, this movie just has lots of pacing issues. I was really bored watching this movie, like checking my watch, waiting for it to end, because there wasn't a lot happening. This is just a lot of, you know, dialogue. It's very dialogue driven, and I was just kind of bored, you know, and I was expecting this to be a little bit more, you know, action packed. It feels more like an action adventure movie. You know, they're on the run from the cops, and it just doesn't really do much for me. It wasn't satisfying to me. And there's lots of bad ADR in this movie. I feel like everybody was ADR'd, but that's to be expected with Italian productions. I'm pretty sure this was an Italian production. And I just wasn't a fan of the music overall either. Like, it's way too jazzy. Like, there's action sequences, like brawls, people punching the crap out of each other, and there's like jazz music playing over it. I wasn't a fan of that at all. So yeah, just very underwhelming movie for me. I know this has like a cult following. A lot of people love it, but it just didn't do much for me. It was just very boring for me. Not a whole lot going on. I'm not a fan of the cannibal subgenre of horror anyways, so, but I did like seeing John Saxon in here, and I thought there was a couple of decent, gruesome moments in it. Not a whole lot, but some. So when it comes to Cannibal Apocalypse, unfortunately, I can't give a recommendation. This was just way too slow for me, and not a whole lot of payoff in the end. So I'm going to have to tell you to skip it, because to me, it was just wasted time. Alright, so let's talk about all the highlights in the film. Spoilers! So this movie opens up with a Vietnam War flashback, and the Vietnamese used to apparently rig dogs with C4, which is just absolutely cruel. And we actually get to see the dog like blow up with one of the soldiers. And we see the POWs. They're eating one of the Vietnamese chicks who falls in when she's like lit on fire. And it's a dream sequence flashback, we find out, and the effect on John Saxon's arm, like when he gets bit and then it flashes forward, his scar looks not that good. And we see that John Saxon has been lifting weights. He looks pretty fit. And the neighbor kid, who's like a high schooler, she is just horny for John Saxon. And we even get to see like her bush. Like she's supposed to be underage, and we see like, you know, we see more than we should. If she's as old as I think she is. Like, this is a little uncomfortable. And he, like, goes down, he bites her somewhere. I don't know where exactly, but he bites her. And for some reason, it takes, like, the whole movie for her to turn. And why does it take John Saxon, like, 7+ years to... I'm not sure what year this is supposed to take place in. Or what even year it was in the opening. It never really tells you, I don't think. So, I don't know how many years later it's supposed to be. But why does it take so long for him to start, like, feeling hungry for human flesh, whereas everybody else in the movie, when they get bit or something, they're like automatically hungry. So it's not really consistent at all. So I like that this couple goes into the theater to watch a World War II action flick, and they get into like the middle row of the theater. And this isn't like theaters nowadays where every row is like very private. You can't even see the row in front of you. Like, this is the old days. Wherever you are, everybody can see you. And they're in this middle section of the movie theater having sex. Like, he's taking the girl's bra off, he's sucking on her titties in the middle of the theater, and the one Vietnam war vet just bites her throat, runs out. We get this police chase and biker gang chase into this like furniture store that's for some reason closed in the middle of the day. I think it's like a gun store / furniture store / everything. It has everything. But for some reason, it's just closed during the day, and there's just the one security guard who gets shot and killed, I think, or eaten. And so then John Saxon, he comes to help, and then they throw tear gas in there, and apparently you can just piss on tear gas, and that will put it out. I learned something from this movie, so at least I learned something here, if that's true. You can just piss on tear gas, and it will make it not efficient. And so then the mom in this movie is just constantly yelling. And I'm glad she's dead by the end of this movie. It's like, just shut the fuck. I think it's the aunt. But every scene she's in, she's just constantly yelling. She's like Wilma in Creepshow. You just want to slap the shit out of her. Like, shut up. And so then, like, this cop eats another cop's boob. Like, there's a lot of, like, breast mutilation in the film. So this boob is, like, completely removed. And then the one doctor turns into a cannibal, and she eats her husband's, like, tongue right out of his mouth. And so then she like beats him to death with a rock, and I don't think he comes back at all. So it's like, he's not gonna come back. Like, she bit his tongue. I don't think she killed him, but maybe she did. I don't know. I thought he would have came back as a cannibal or something. And so then, when the chick who bit the tongue out, when she's a cannibal, she just wants to like help these other cannibals escape the asylum for some reason. Why? Like, why is she on their team all of a sudden just because she's hungry for flesh? It makes no sense to me. Like, I don't get it. And then they like go and they kill this car mechanic, and they're like sawing his leg off. I thought that looked actually decent. And they bump into the gang from earlier in the movie that they pissed off, and we get like a really gnarly eye gouge and very bad music. And so then for some reason when they're chasing the cannibals into the sewers, they bring flamethrowers to kill them. Seems a bit overkill. Just bring a gun. Jesus Christ. So then they blow a hole right into Charlie. Like, Charlie, he's like on the fence trying to escape, and the cop with a shotgun comes, and he's like blasting him away so many times. There's a big old hole being blown right into the center of his chest. That looked pretty gruesome. Not realistic, but still one of the more, better moments of the film. There wasn't that many good moments to me, but that one stood out. And we get this whole, like, phone's magically dead. I thought they were going to explain that the neighbors took out this chick's phone, John Saxon's wife. Like, the phone just dies for no reason. I thought we were going to get an explanation, like someone was tampering with it. Nope. It's just convenient writing. And so then we find out that the bitchy aunt next door is dead, and that John Saxon did indeed bite that underage girl, and now her and her brother are cannibals, setting up the next movie. That's how they set up the sequel. We're going to have the neighbor be in the next movie. So yeah, not a whole lot happens in this movie. John Saxon, he puts on his Vietnam uniform at some point, and he's like telling his wife to leave because he doesn't want to kill her, but then he's like chasing her through the house trying to kill her. And so then, yeah, he bites his wife, and then they both have the mist moment where they have to shoot each other and, you know, die. Like, dark ending, very dark ending. So yeah, they both blow their own brains out, and that's the end of the movie. I don't think anything else happens. Yep, nothing at all. So there you go. Oh yeah, this guy gets flamethrowered in the sewer, the token black guy who I thought was really annoying. Like, very over the top with his performance. He's on fire in a sewer, there's water right next to him, and he's just like running around. It's like, dude, get in the water. He does get in the water, but way too late when he's dead. It's like, dude, you knew there was water beneath your feet. When you're on fire, you should get in the water right away, not wait 20 seconds. So yeah, that was just a silly moment. It's like, really, come on, dipshit. So yeah, that's it. Those are all my thoughts. No awards here for me to hand out. So there you go. Those are my thoughts on Cannibal Apocalypse. Not huge on it, unfortunately, but let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. And as always, if you like what you've seen here, you can hit this like button and become a subscriber today just by clicking on my cartoon face in about 5 seconds. And until next time, auf Wiedersehen.